Hi everybody, John here from All Miniatures Great and Small, and I've got Sean in the studio today, and we're going to be playing some Flames of War. This is the first time we've played Flames of War in a while on the channel, and I know a lot of people have been asking me about more Flames of War. So thanks, Sean, for coming out and joining us today.
I love it.
All right, so we're doing some late war again. So your force is out of Remagen, and my force is out of Battle of the Bulge. So we did some. We do have some conversions, and I'm sure Sean got his all right. I'm not sure if I got mine right. I might have shortchanged myself with some teams, but it's nothing more than 5 or 10 points. But what's interesting is we didn't really talk about what we were bringing necessarily against each other, and we both brought tank destroying companies. You brought what's your force?
I think it's a heavy tank destroyer army, or maybe a tank hunter.
Yeah. And I brought a American tank destroyer company out of Bulge. And we're playing at 1750. We haven't rolled off the scenario or set up yet, but just kind of looking at the matchup, what are you thinking?
Well, at least I got a little bit of armor on some of mine. They're pricey. You know, the one thing is I have a lot of individual units, so they're kind of like a sniper unit a little bit. They can't really get can't do a lot of they don't have a lot of punch in one turn, so they kind of have to slice off a piece of like the pie every time instead of just getting out there and taking 4 shots back after maybe destroying one vehicle. And then the Hornish are pretty good because they can. There's actually 3 of them in one unit, so they can do a lot of damage in one turn of shooting, but they really can't take any return fire. I think their front armor's 1. So.
Wow, so my Hellcats have better armor than something on the table. So that's good. So it'll be interesting. I've got a lot of units because I've got a lot of armored cars, a lot of Jeeps. The Hellcats obviously are my heavy hitters at Any Tank 13, but I've only got 2 platoons of them, and if they're gone, I become pretty brittle. Well, I guess I'm brittle anyway, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so there you go. Next up, we're going to look at the armies. Then we'll come back with deployment, talk about the mission, and get the game started. Here is my tank destroyer company out of the Battle of the Bulge book. So we have an HQ of 2 M20 scout cars. We have 2 platoons of Hellcats. And we have, as far as weapon platoons go, basically three platoons of tank destroyer armored recon. So basically a M8 armored car and 2 recon jeeps in each one of those. The Hellcats also come with a scout section, which is 2 M20s and another recon jeep. So I've got a lot of Jeeps, I've got a lot of armored cars here. Nothing in my force, by the way, is above armor 2, I believe. I think so. So I'm not rocking a lot of armor. In support, I've got a couple things. I've got a towed tank destroyer platoon. So that's over there. It also has an attachment of 4 bazooka teams. And then I have a trained field artillery battery. So the 105mm artillery, that's the only thing that's trained. Everything else is counting as confident veteran. Hits on 4, skill check is 4. And then I have a rifle platoon as well with a bazooka. So that is my force out of Battle of the Bulge, Tank Destroyer Company.
Alright, so for my 1750, I took a list out of Batrep Remagen. This one's a heavy tank hunter, I believe. And so for my HQ, I got 2 Yak Panthers. And then for my combat platoons, I have a single Yak Panther and another single Yak Panther. Another one is these 3 Hornish. So I think I have a total of 6 of the big 88s. And then I have 2 squads, or this is actually another combat platoon, or weapons platoon, is the Whirlwinds, and that's just in case there's some air, and then also just so I have 5 in my core. And then for the support, I have 2 squads of reluctant trained Volksgrenadiers, and they have the Sturmgewehrs and Panzerfaust. And then this one's kind of I think it's the Volks artillery, basically Pack 40s that can do an artillery bombardment that's not as powerful, and they also can't do a smoke bombardment, but it's nice to have some AT assets that have some range, and that rounds out my force.
All right, so here we are. We are set up for the battle. The mission is encounter. So we imagine that the U.S. Army is pushing further and further into Germany, and this is a German probe coming back. These two units probably don't really want to fight each other, but they're both here. They both ran into each other. They both are summoning reinforcements. Encounter works. It's going to be lengthwise. Germans are on that side, Americans on this side. You can start with 60% of your force. The other 40% is in delayed and scattered reserves. To kind of show you what's on the board, we've got an objective back there behind the hedge, right, Sean? Yep. And then we've got some Hornacies and the infantry, Whirlwinds behind the woods there, a single Yog Panther. Is that your HQ?
Nope.
Just a single platoon. Pack 40s, another infantry platoon over there. In reserve, Sean has 3 Yog Panthers. And then for the Americans, we've got a tank destroyer recon platoon, a unit of 105mm artillery, which is trained, the only trained unit in my army. Observer, another recon platoon, my anti-tank platoon. Yes, one of them brought snow with them from the bulge. The others have melted. And then I've got my Hellcat and my rifle platoon over here. In reserve, I have another platoon of Hellcats, my HQ armored cars, and the 3 other platoons of armored cars as well. So there you go. Encounter works. After deployment, we roll off to see who has the first turn. So Sean, you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, so there's no bonus or modifiers, and it looks like Germans have the first turn. All right, so after some deliberation, Sean has decided to really do nothing yet.
Nothing.
Kind of see where we are. Okay, we're 1 turn closer to potential reserves coming in. All right, so that's going to bounce back over to USA, turn 1. All right, movement is complete. My infantry platoon is racing across the open field bravely. These guys repositioned a little bit, so did the bazookas. Scout cars moved up. They moved up over there as well. And that's it for movement, so going into shooting. All right, so I'm going to start by firing a bombardment here. The 105s are going to go after that one Pack 40 there on the left. That's the only one I can get under the template and see. Normally I'm ranging in on a 4, but a 5 because the template would be covering that hedge. So first attempt. Oh, we got it on the first attempt. So that is, that's time on target. Tasty. All right, so we're ranged in, only that one gun team under the template. The packs are trained, so I am hitting them on a 3, or hitting the 1 on a 3. So let's see if we can do that. We do. So Sean needs a save, but with time on target, he's going to reroll successful save. So
I'll do 2 at once. Let's see if I can get both of them. All
you
right.
do, nice.
But I'm pinned, and I'm reluctant.
Oh no. Well, who knows? With that kind of rolling, it's not going to be a problem. All right, so the excitement continues on turn 1. That's it for turn 1. I really don't have anything that can shoot yet. So we're going to see those guys dash, so they are in range but can't shoot. We did manage to pin the guns, the packs. Didn't destroy any though, which would have been nice. So we'll see on turn 2 if he can unpin them and hurt me back. So that's going to be on to German turn 2. All right, so first thing in the turn, Sean's going to try to unpin the Pack 40s. He needs a 5 up. Let's see it. Yes.
Oh,
all right. The Germans are on fire. Okay, so a quick recap of German movement. Not too much happened. The Whirlwinds drove around. One failed his cross-check to get in the woods. He's not bogged down because that doesn't exist anymore, but he stopped outside of the woods, which isn't good. And I believe that Panther moved over to try to draw a bead on Hellcats over here. And then that was it for movement, right? Nothing else moved, Sean?
That is correct.
Okay, so on to German shooting. All right, so first up, Sean's going to try to range in with his Pack 40s. They can do an artillery bombardment because of his formation. He's going to try to range in right about here. The template's not going to cover any terrain, so they're trained. You're hitting, ranging in on a 4.
All right, first attempt.
Got it. That's another 6. So you got 2 guns under there, and I am trained, so you're going to be hitting me on 3s.
So do the one on my right, 3+. Yeah. I'll do the one on my left. Huh?
Okay, so the one on the right, let's go for the armor save. And then you've got your firepower.
Reroll that one. Nope.
So that the gun is fine, but the unit is pinned down. All right, next up, the mighty Jagd Panther is going to be firing at this out in the open Hellcat. It is long range. I am veteran, hits on 4, so you need a 5.
All right.
Let's see it. No. Okay. And then, sorry. All right, next up, the Whirlwinds. Each one has 3 shots. They're going to be firing. They can see this guy, unfortunately, out in the open, so he's hitting my veteran infantry on 4s. Oh, ouch. All right, so you got 1.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll the 1. Or no, wait, sorry.
No, I get a save. So he was your primary target, so that's where that hit goes. 3-up save. And he's good. And they have 1 hit so far. So they're not pinned yet. Alright, first things first, before movement, I've got to try to unpin my artillery. They are confident trained, so I'm unpinning on a 4+. If Sean can do it with reluctant, I can certainly do it with trained, right? No, I can't. Okay, let's recap American movement phase. Those guys failed a blitz, so they kind of hunkered down behind some cover. Hellcats moved up. Recon moved up. Recon moved up over there to get some machine gun shots on infantry team while hopefully hiding from those packs. And these guys failed me miserably, so they're not going to be doing anything. So let's go on to shooting. Alright, so first up in the shooting phase, these 3 guys, 50 cal Recon Jeep and the 2 scout cars, are going to be firing. He's the only guy in range. Short range, he's concealed, gone to ground. He's trained, is that correct?
Yep.
Alright, so normally 3s, I'm going to need 5s to hit him because he is hiding in his foxhole. It's 3 shots for each vehicle, so it's going to be 9 shots total. Oh, I've only got 6 here, so we'll roll 3 more after this. So we've got 2 hits so far, and then the 3rd vehicle, nothing. So we got 2 hits on that gentleman. He's the only one that's in range, so he's going to have to take both saves.
All right, let's go right into those.
So we're looking for some 3-ups. Oh, and then I need 2 5-up on either one to kill him because that's the firepower of the 50 cal. And we got him. Alright, so my infantry is going to be firing at that Whirlwind who did not get into the woods. I've got 3 guys that can see him out in the open, 1 guy who can't, so 3 shots hitting on 4s, and 1 shot hitting on a 5. And then, so basically I'll assign him that way. You could try to swap those hits if you want. These are just rifle hits. I'm hoping for a lucky bail.
I'm thinking you'd want to do 2
Oh, yeah,
on this
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. We'll do that so that now trying to swap would be a good idea for
Okay.
you.
So go ahead and try to swap one over there on a 3.
On a 3-up. Alright. So those 2 I can't hurt that Whirlwind with rifles. And then that one, the other Whirlwind, you have your turret facing, so there's a 50-50 chance I hit the hull versus the turret. So I can't remember who rolls that.
I think you roll it.
I think I roll. All right, so 1, 2, 3, it's the hull, which is what I want. 4, 5, 6, it is the turret. All right, so it's the hull. So your hull side armor is 1, versus my 2 for my rifle. So just don't roll a 1 and you're fine.
Oh.
So, and then no, and I still need a 6 to bail you out. No. All right, so he's fine. Okay, so the anti-tank guns are going to fire. This one is the only one in range. He's going to try to get that Whirlwind that's out in the open. It is long range, concealed because of that fence, and I need 6s to hit. So let's see, 2 shots from that one gun. No. Okay, just to recap my turn, I killed a rifle stand, or a infantry stand, and I scared that Whirlwind, but that was about it. So on to German, turn 3. I guess you don't have anything to unpin or anything, do you, Sean?
No, I'm looking good so far.
All right, so you can go straight to reserves if you want.
Yep, sounds like a good idea. Well, 1 dice 5 plus?
Yep, let's see that 5. No. Okay, let's recap German movement. So over there, he ended up not moving at all, right? The Og Tiger, he stayed put.
moving back. So.
The Whirlwind tried to get in, but he failed his cross check again, so he really didn't move. So the only actual movement was the infantry platoon came up to kind of eyeball my infantry platoon. So that's that will be interesting to see what happens. So on to shooting for Germans, turn 3. All right, so these guys are firing with their, what are they firing with, Sean?
The Sturmgewehrs.
Sturmgewehrs. It's going to be 15 shots into my infantry, looking for 5 veterans with concealment. And I see some X's there.
All right, so.
Surprisingly not many 5s, though.
Here we go.
All right, well, you got the pin. You got 6 hits. So let's, you want to go ahead and assign those, and we'll be right back to make some saves. Okay, so Sean assigned his hits thusly. They're short-range weapons. They're only 8 inches, so we couldn't really splash out further into this group. So we're looking for some 3-ups. Up against the hedge, these guys are going to get some bulletproof cover, but let's see, which is good because he failed twice. So we're looking for some 6s, I believe, for that?
Yep.
Oh, I saw the X for a second.
Yep. Okay,
and then 3 hits on this guy, which he fails once. So let's see that X. Nope. And then 1 on this guy, which if I fail, he's just dead because he doesn't get cover. But he's good. But they are pinned, and which is probably what you want since I seem to be unable to unpin my units. All right, next up the Whirlwinds. One guy did not move, so he gets full rate of fire, so they're throwing more dice at me. But we're looking for 5s this time. I managed to conceal everybody against the Whirbles. So let's see. We've got
okay.
two 5s. All right, so go ahead and assign those hits, Sean, and we'll be back for the rolls. All right, so Sean's assigned here. He's trying to punk out my bazooka team, so we put 1 hit on the bazooka team. On a 3-up, I'm going to try to transfer to that rifle team. Okay. Ironically, if I would have just kept that as a save, the bazooka team would have been totally fine. But oh well. All right, so against this guy up front, he's good, and this guy in the back, he's good. All right, so Sean's repeating his bombardment here. So you already range in, so you're hitting me on 3s because I am trained.
Great.
All right, you want the guy on the left first?
Sounds good.
Left. Oh, that's a 2. And okay, so you hit this guy. Let's go to our save. Since this is a repeat bombardment, is it I reroll successful saves?
Yep.
Okay. And I need to reroll that 5. Yay, to a 6. He only got better, but they remain pinned down. All right, so that's it for German turn 3. No reserves for you, Sean. How you feeling about that?
You know, at least they're not going to get killed. You know, they're on the board, so they're pretty pricey. So
they are. So you did manage to pin these guys down, but you didn't kill anybody. So I don't know if that's going to come back to haunt you or not. And you did hit the gun, but you didn't kill one. So you still haven't killed any Americans yet. Going into USA, turn 3. All right, turn 3. We're going to try to unpin this brave rifle platoon. Well, we'll see how brave they are in a second. Let's see that 4-up. No. And then we're going to come over here to my 105 battery. Are they going to unpin? Let's see that 4 up. No, they're not. Before I forget and do anything else, let's see if we get some reserves. Morale failed me. Let's see if I can see that 5 up for reserves coming in. No, 4. All right, recapping American movement. Obviously, those guys did nothing. I tried to drive my Hellcats into the woods. 2 of them failed their cross-check. 2 made it through. I moved up the recon patrol to put some 50 cal fire onto those packs. Same thing over here. These guys drove through that little gap to put some 50 cal fire on the packs as well. If we can whittle that down and make Sean worry about that flank, maybe that'll relieve some pressure over here for me. So going into U.S. shooting turn 3. All right, both of these guns are going to fire at the Whirlwind that's kind of out there in the open. I did move a bazooka team out of the way. I forgot to do that earlier, and Sean was nice enough to let me, the sportsman that he is. All right, so that's going to be 4 shots looking for 6s. So no hits. All right, just because of angles and potential bulletproof cover, I'm splitting up this fire. 3 shots into the infantry from there and 2 shots here. They are trained normally, so they're hit on 3s, but with concealment, they are hit on 4s. So we got 3 hits there and no hits there. So we've got 3 hits there. I'm just going to assign those hits. 1 has to go there, there, and these 3 cannot see really any of these other guys. They're either blocked by hedges or my own troops. So we'll double up and put 2 there. All right, so let's see some saves, Sean.
All right, I'll do on the 2.
Okay.
Need some 3s. He's dead. I like that model, too bad.
Oh.
And then I'll do this guy, 3s.
He's good. All right, so over here we've got this recon platoon is putting in 9 50 caliber machine gun shots into that gun there in the corner. They are trained, normally hit on 3s, 4s because of concealment. So we're looking for 4s here. And looks like we get 5 hits. And what we'll do, Sean, is we're going to put 3 on the corner and then 2 on the gun next to him.
Okay.
If you want to try to swap, you're far enough away to attempt that.
Okay. I think I'll go ahead and just leave it like
Roll.
that.
Okay. All right.
So I'll do these 3. 1 failure.
Okay.
I'll do these 2. 1 failure.
All right, so we're looking for some 5s. That gun on my left. No. The gun in the center. No.
Right. I'm pinned, I think. 5 hits, right?
Mm-hmm. Next up, same thing here. 950 cal shots into the pack on that corner. Hitting on 4s. Because you're dug in, you get concealment. I believe just out in the open like that. So that is another 6 hits. So I think, I'm not sure. We'll measure to see if that 3rd gun is in range. We'll be back with the assigned hits. Okay, we've assigned the hits. Thusly, we got 3 hits here, 2 hits on that one, 1 hit on that, just because of the way of the guns, who the guns can see and who they can't. All right, so let's see some more saves here, Sean.
All right.
Oh no, 2 failures.
You want me to keep rolling?
Yeah, just
2
keep rolling.
here. Oh my.
Oh, more failures. Uh-oh.
And then let's hopefully get like at least 1 last save on there. Oh,
wow.
I'm on those 2s.
All right, so we got 2 here. Let's see if we can get you this time. Nope. The gun in the middle. Double got him. And then that last guy, we got him as well. So this platoon knows what it's doing. They really hammered that Pac 40 squad hard. All right, so that concludes American shooting. Over here, kind of a failure. We didn't manage to really do. Oh yeah, I guess we killed 1 infantry team, so that's not bad. I'll take that. But we weren't able to knock out that Whirlwind. But over here, very successful. We managed to knock out 2 guns, pin down that unit, and they're going to be testing to see if they leave. Reluctant. Hopefully they'll go, but the way Sean's been rolling morales, that's not guaranteed by any stretch of the imagination. So we're going to go on to turn 4 for the Germans. All right, so first thing on the German turn, we're going to try to unpin that one gun. Let's see it on a 5+. He does unpin, and then does he stick around? Yes, he does. He does.
They're good.
They are reluctant. What's that? All right, and then you've got 2 dice for reserve, Sean. So are you kind of wishing you kept those 5s and 6s, or can we see some more here?
I think I needed that guy. It's
You
kinda
needed that
bad.
guy?
So let's see if I can get one in here.
You got 1. And then it's scattered reserve, so you're going to roll a die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But pick which unit you're going to bring in first before you roll.
So I'm going to bring in my command squad, the 2 Yak Panthers.
2 Jagd Panthers, all right. Let's see where they come in. So they're coming in that corner, which is kind of nice because they just took a hit. So they're coming in within 16 of that corner edge. Okay, let's recap German movement. We've got 2 Jagd Panthers who've joined the party over there. They have moved onto the board in that corner, and my recon patrol is feeling a little terrified. Over here, the Whirlwind pulled back. He's not going to try to bog down or fail his cross-check a 3rd time. And the Hornices, they blitzed into that position, so they're keeping their gun to ground. So on to German shooting. All right, so the German infantry is going to be firing. We've got a couple teams going out here, a couple teams going there. So he's going to roll 6 dice for each group of 2 separately. So which one are you going to do first, Sean?
So do these guys into here first.
Okay.
So would that be 5?
5s. Vets and concealment. So you got 2. Excellent. Perfectly average. And then the second group of 6 shots into the guy right behind that hedge there. Whew. 5 hits. Actually, the 4 would hit 2 because they are shooting out in the open.
Oh man, okay.
So that is quite a few. All right, so we're going to go ahead and assign hits, and we'll be right back. All right, so the hits are being assigned this way. I'm going to try to swap the bazooka, so we're going to try to go to... Actually, is he the only one that's in range?
I think it's just the 2.
Just
these
the 2.
2.
Oh, so swapping doesn't get me anything then. So we'll skip swapping, and we'll go right to rolling. So here, let's see, 3 ups. Oh, he's dead twice. Then let's see some more 3 ups. Oh, he's dead twice. And then this guy out front. He's good. The all-important bazooka team. He's good. So you killed 2 out of that squad. And, well, if they weren't pinned, they'd be pinned again. All right, next up, the Whirlwinds are going to fire. 1 moved, 1 didn't, so it's going to be 9 shots, looking for 5s. Let's see if we can have another one of those amazing rolls. Not bad. Oh, 3. Okay. So we got 3 hits. Sean's going to go ahead and assign those, and we'll be right back. All right, so hits are assigned this way. 3 up. I'm going to try to swap that hit for the bazooka team. We do, so it's going to go on that guy. Then this team, 3 up. He's good. Rifle team out front. He's good. This rifle team over here. He takes a bullet for the bazooka team and dies. So that's 3 down from that squad. And they remain pinned. All right, we've got the 2 Jagd Panthers firing at the M20 scout car. So they are vet, they're concealed, no scout bonus because they shot. So you're just looking for 5s.
All right.
Oh, okay. All right, so that Pack 40 is going to try to bombard right here. He's the aiming point's a little bit farther back, so he doesn't cover the wall and make it harder for himself to range in. So by doing that, he gets 4 under the template. He's going to range in on a 4. So let's see the first attempt.
All right, 1.
Got it. And then I am veteran, so I'm hit on 4s. You got 4 teams there. But you are 1 gun, so you're re-rolling successful saves.
So I'm just going to start like that. So
Okay.
the first one, 2 4-ups. Nope. I'll go to the next.
Next guy. Nope.
Nope.
And last guy.
Nope.
No. All right. So you ranged in, but no hits, no damage done to that unit. All right. So to recap, German turn 4. You did some damage to my rifle platoon. I think you killed 3 teams total out of there. But that was about it. You missed the recon, thankfully. And we're on to American turn 4. All right, first up we're going to try to unpin these guys. So let's see that 4 up. And then over here, we're going to try to unpin the artillery. Let's see another 4 up. Yeah, they're unpinned. Okay, so now I don't have any formations to check, so we get 2 dice for reserves. Let's see a 5. We got 1. I think we're going to have to go ahead and bring in the other platoon of Hellcats, Sean. So we got 1, 2 on this side, 3, 4 backfield, 5, 6 that corner. Where are they coming in? This corner. Alright, recapping movement. My Hellcats have arrived. They've been summoned and have pulled up. Gonna go after those Hornices. Those are scaring me quite a bit. Infantry obviously did not go anywhere. Half-tracks arrived to tow these guns into a usable position. I managed to make my cross checks, so 2 of those vehicles moved, 2 did not. And then over there, those scouts moved over. Those scouts drove over to put some machine gun fire into that infantry. So we'll see with artillery now free to actually do something. Maybe we can make something happen. So on to shooting. USA turn 4. Alright, so the artillery is going to try to range in right behind that Pack 40. The template does cover the hedge, so it's going to be ranging in on a 5. First attempt, second attempt, and third attempt. No. See, anytime I put the range in marker down first, Sean, I never range in. So, no range in marker there. Alright, so next up, that scout squad is going to be firing its 50 cals at the infantry. They are trained, concealed, gone to ground, so I need 5s, 9 shots. Let's see what we can do. We can do quite a bit, apparently. We've got 4 hits. So the one that's closest to those guys, Sean, we'll put 2 hits on. And then the other 2 squad teams that they can actually target will get 1 each. And then you can try to swap from there if you want.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I think I'll keep it that way and then
Alright.
the save.
So let's see some saves. 3 ups.
So, 1 failure.
Fail there.
I'll do the single back here. Failure. And then this front one. He's good.
Good. Alright, so I need some 5 ups to actually kill people. The one closest to that platoon. Let's see that 5 up. Nope. And then the one behind the hedge.
Ooh.
Got him. Alright, this next tank destroyer recon platoon is going to be firing at the infantry as well. Same deal. We're looking for 5s. We only got 3 this time. They can see 3, Sean, so that makes it real easy. 1 for each guy.
All right. I'll just start from here.
Okay.
3 plus. It's good.
Good.
Middle guy.
It's good.
Very last guy.
Oh, alright, so can I get a 5 up? No, I cannot. But they are well and truly pinned. Alright, next up, these 4 Hellcats are going to be firing into the Hornices. I need 6s to hit. He's veteran, concealed, gone to ground. So let's see what these boys can do. They can do some work. So we're going to put 1 there and 1 next to him. And then you can splash him around if you want, Sean.
I think I'm going to go ahead and just keep it that way.
Okay, and then it's AT-13, so I don't think you can actually stop those.
Right.
Okay, so we'll do this guy. 3 plus firepower. He's destroyed, and the one next to him is destroyed as well. The arriving Hellcats make their presence known. Alright, these Hellcats, they're splitting their fire. Not everyone can actually see the Whirlwind in the woods, only these 2 here on my left. So they're going to be firing long range concealment, but you did fire, so no gone to ground. So I believe that's 6s. Those Whirlwinds are vets, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's see if we can get another 6. We got 1 on him, and I'm sure you don't have
Nope.
armor that can stop that, so we're going to straight to firepower 3 plus, and he is bailed out. And then over here we've got 3 shots. They cannot fire at the Whirlwind, so they're actually going at the infantry on the hedge. They shot, so they're concealed, long range, so it's going to be 5s to hit them. Sorry, Sean. So we're going to do 1, I don't think... We'll check and see if any of those guys can be seen, and if so...
Or is it range 6? Is it 16 from the...
It's 30 2
Oh,
from
for the main guns?
yeah.
Yeah, they're in range, and it looks like they can. This one.
Well, it
can
would be
see.
these from these two.
Yeah. Looks like they could see.
All right, so we'll do 1, 2, 3,
All right.
and then you can swap.
I think I'll just keep it like that.
Okay.
Okay, so 3+ failure.
Now he's up against the hedge, so he'll need a firepower test.
Okay, I'll do this one 3+. He's good.
He's
I'll
good.
Do this one 3+. Ooh. So this one would
So
just be.
he's
dead.
just dead.
Okay.
And then I need a 3+ firepower to kill the guy up against the rocks. We're playing these bocage hedges as bulletproof cover when you're up against it. And we got the 3+, so he drops as well.
All right.
So Hellcat's doing some work. And I think that's it for shooting. I do not have any assaults to declare, so on to German turn 5. All right, after a brutal turn of American shooting, we're going to start the German turn with some morale. So we're going to see if, well, first you got to try to bail in your Wirbelwind.
All right.
See if
4+.
it's even a problem. Okay, he's in, so they do not need a unit check. But this unit of infantry, you're down to 2 guys, so they need a
And a
unit
5+ for reluctant.
check. Reluctant. Oh,
This-
it's those guys over there. It's that Pack 40. So those guys, because they failed their morale, are just gone. The Hornices,
4+.
4 up because they are confident. Oh, okay, they stay. Good, good. And then over here, you've got the Pack 40, I think is the only thing that's testing on this end.
All right.
We're not
5+.
even worried about him.
Oh.
Oh, no, he finally
Almost.
goes. But man, he hung in there.
And then you actually unpin these guys too.
Oh yeah, so now we go to
5+.
pin.
Oh,
No,
so-
they stay pinned. And then Sean has one more Yogg Panther in reserve.
Yep.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see where he comes in. 5, 6, that corner. Kind of where you needed him. All right, recapping German movement. We brought in one Yogg Panther back there behind the hedge to shoot at these Hellcats. The Hornices is going to fire here. He's just spinning, turning his gun, so he didn't really move. He'll get his full rate of fire. The Wirbelwinds were going to move out to help support, but the guy failed his cross-check and he's stuck in the woods. That Yogg Panther blitzed to draw a bead over here as well, and over here the Yogg Panthers moved up to basically secure that objective. So on to shooting, German turn 5. So here we've got one Yogg Panther shot at the Hellcats.
Yeah, I'll target the front one, I think.
Just out in the open, long range, so you're looking for a 5.
All right.
And you got it. And then let's go firepower. And you got it as well. So that was this lead one you're targeting? All right, so that's one dead Hellcat. Next up, the Hornices got 2 shots. Long range, concealed because it's firing through more than 2 inches of the wheat field there. So looking for 6s. Can they return the favor? Yes, yes he can. And then let's go to firepower again.
All right. 3+.
Got him. And that one, which one were you targeting?
I think that one. So.
Okay. All right, next up, that Yogg Panther that blitzed is going to get 2 shots, long range, concealed into this group, looking for 6s. All right, let's go to 2 firepowers. Whoa.
Oh.
All right, so that takes care of that unit. And then over here we've got 2 more Yogg Panthers firing onto those scouts. So let's see. They did shoot. They're short ranged, concealed only, so 5's a hit.
All right. I guess I'll just target.
So 120 scout car. So you got 2 more. All right, all right. That's how many 6s in a row?
That's.
All right. So where's your second hit going?
I guess I'll put on another armored car.
So I'm going to try to swap it to the Jeep. On a 3+, I do. So the Jeep gets a 4-up save, which he makes, and then firepower test on the M20 scout car.
All right.
And you got him. So that kills one of the scout cars. All right, recapping German turn. Sean did some scoot and shoots. The Hornices pulled back. That Yogg Panther pulled back. It was kind of a brutal retribution. I lost my Hellcat platoon that came on quite efficiently to a flurry of 6s that were just Just terrible. Just
You
terrible.
didn't even see all of them. There's off.
Oh yeah, he was rolling sixes for his scooting shoots too. So I don't know how many sixes in a row, but he hasn't rolled not a 6 in a while. So it's on to USA turn 5. All right, first thing, USA turn. We're going to try to unpin this infantry. Let's see that 4 up. No. And that's it. I don't have anyone else pinned, so sweet. And then over here I get 3 dice for reserves, looking for some 5s. So we get 2 reserves in. We're just going to bring 2 of our armored recon patrols in. They are identical, so 1, 2 this corner, 3, 4 back end, 5, 6 that corner. So they're both coming in on the back edge. All right, recapping American movement. One of my recon, armored recon, drove up the road. The other one is driving up here, trying to get some cover from the wreckage of the Hellcats. The guns kept coming up. They're playing a risky game here. I tried to move out a couple of my Hellcats. One of them failed its cross-check, but the other one moved out, and those guys obviously failed to unpin. Those guys are staying put so that they can put some fire into that infantry. So on to American shooting. All right, first up I'll fire the Hellcats. 3 of them can fire that Wirbelwind there. The guy that failed his cross-check can't shoot anybody. It's going to be 5 shots. He is veteran, concealed, and gone to ground, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to need 7s. So let's see what we can get here. We get nothing. And then we're going to try to drop some artillery. All right, next up, these guys are going to try to drop artillery in the same spot as before, but I'm not putting my range marker in place, so I won't jinx myself. So I still need 5s because the template's covering terrain. First attempt, second attempt, and third attempt. Ah, so close. If it wasn't for that terrain. All right, next up over there, we've got these 3 cars. They're going to shoot into the infantry. 9 50 caliber shots, hitting on 5s because they are trained, concealed, gone to ground. So we've got 2. So I think he can only target 2, Sean. So if you want to make your saves for those guys.
All right. These 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so do this one. Or was it just 2 hits? Sorry.
Yeah, just 2 hits.
This one, 3 plus.
He's good. Another 6. Your streak continues. Oh, there we go. All right, but can I get a 5 to kill him? No, I cannot. Next up over here, I have the Jeep and armored car. They're going to fire at the infantry. 6 50 cal shots, looking for 5s. We got 2 more. Let's go ahead and assign them to the same 2, Sean, if you want to make some more saves.
All right, let's do this one. 3 plus. Oh, and then this guy.
All right, so let's see if we can get a 5 for that guy. Nope, another 1. All right, that's it for American shooting. By losing that platoon, it really hurt my firepower. I did not hurt anybody. I made Sean make some saves, but he passed those no problem. So it's going to be on to German turn 6. All right, so first up, on the German turn, we got to unpin. We do the unpinning first. So you've got that platoon over there. They need to unpin on a 5. Which they do. I see the 6s, Sean. All right, then over here, here's where you want another 6. Well, 4 up. You got to keep the Hornacy around on a 4 up. Oh no, they run. Okay, recapping some German movement. That Jagdpanther failed its blitz test, but it did move to put some fire over here. The Wirbelwind spread out to get some fire over here as well. That Jagdpanther successfully passed its blitz test. And then over there, these 2 Jagdpanthers moved over to kind of secure that field and block my forces from that objective. So on to German shooting.
All right. So
we got the 2 Wirbelwinds are firing. One is unloading on the Hellcat with 6 shots because he didn't move, and then the other one's unloading on the infantry with 3 shots. So you need 5s to hit the Hellcats. Hellcat. You want to do that one first?
Yep.
Oh, very nice. 4 hits. That's good. The other Hellcats are out of range. And then you've got 3 shots into the infantry. So you got 1 hit on the infantry. So go ahead and assign your infantry hit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And we'll leave it there. Let's see if we get that 3 up. He's good. And then what's the AT on the Whirlwind?
I'm gonna double check it, but I believe it's 5.
Okay.
Yep, it's 5.
All right, so the front armor of the Hellcat is 2, so I need 3s to equal. So we've got 3 possible bales on there. What's your firepower, 5+ or something?
Yep, 5+.
So let's see a couple 5-ups here. Got 1, so he is bailed out.
Go ahead and try that.
All right, this guy who failed his blitz, he's going to be firing long range over here. He needs a 7, so let's see a 6 followed by a 5-up, 4-up. No,
Yep.
close.
Then
I'm sorry. All right, so this Yog Panther is getting 2. That's a guy who killed 2 last time.
yeah.
Yeah. So he. All right, so he's firing at this bailed out one, long range concealment. So you need more 6s.
All right.
No. Whew. Okay. All right, so those 2 Yog Panthers are firing into this platoon, concealed. They shot, so 4s go to 5. So you need some 5s. And you got 1. So I'm assuming you want to put that on the armored car?
Yes, please.
All right, so we'll try to swap it to the Jeep on a 3-up. We do. And the Jeep has a 4-up save. And it does. Yay. All right, recapping German Turn. Not too much. He bailed out a Hellcat right there. And that was it. So that kind of counterbalanced my terrible turn. So we're on to USA turn 6, I think. All right, first thing on American Turn, we are going to unpin the infantry. Yes, you heard me right. Positive thinking. Unpin on a 4-up. They're unpinned. All right. All right, then we're going to try to bail that Hellcat back in. Let's see that they are confident, so on a 4-up. He's back in too. That's the first turn that's worked, Sean. Is it good or bad? That I can't tell. Everything else is going to be crappy now. All right, so now I'm going to go straight to reserves. I've got 2 units left, 4 dice for reserve, looking for 5s. I'm going to get 1 no matter what. And both of them come on. So on to USA turn 6 movement. I've got my entire army on the field. Okay, rolling where my reserves come in. My M20, this is my company HQ. They come in on the backfield, and this last armored patrol, they come in on that corner. Okay, recapping American movement. We've moved up. Those guys, the trucks went back. I did some cross checks, got some Hellcats out, so they have some return fire. The infantry moved up. I've got my bazooka man in range of that Whirlwind. And then over here, those guys are rapidly approaching the infantry. I snuck my armored recon behind the Yog Panthers towards that infantry, looking to either gun them down or assault them if I can. And these guys are coming up the road. Oh, I forgot to move those guys. Do you mind if I move those guys real quick? Yeah. And then we'll finish the American movement phase. All right, those guys drove down the road. That's it for the American movement phase. On to shooting. All right, first up, long shot. We're going to go bazooka into that Whirlwind. They moved. There's concealment. He's veteran, so I need a 6 to hit. Let's see, bazooka. No. All right, this Greyhound's going to fire his 57 mil at the Whirlwind. We need long range concealment, so we need to see a 6. No, another 4. All right, next up, my 3-inch anti-tank guns are going to be firing. I'm putting 6 shots downrange into that one Yog Panther there. 2 of them are going to be open because I can shoot through that gate, but then 4 of those shots are going to be concealed. So I need 5s on these dice, and I need 6s on these dice. Okay, and then we get 2 shots into that Whirlwind there in the woods. And we need 6s on him as well. No. Sean, could you roll my dice for me, please? Alright, so over here the Hellcats are going to go. I've got basically three shots into that guy from those two. These two are putting 3 shots into that guy over there. So we need 6s, long range concealment. So we're going to do him first. 6s into that guy. Let's see it. No 6s. And then the really long bomb, these two all the way down there, looking for 6s. Hey, we got one. All right, so that's AT-13 versus, I think your armor goes up to 11, correct?
Yep.
All right. So you bounce it, no problem. Okay, over there we've got that recon platoon's going to put 950 caliber shots into the infantry, hitting on 5s. Now there are my 6s. All right, we got 4 hits. I think there's only 2 teams I can actually see your target, so that makes it real easy. Sean, 2 saves on each.
All right. I'll do 2 on my right.
Okay.
Plus, it's good.
He likes it.
Then I'll do the main 2.
All right, more 6s. All right, next up, same target, 650 cals from these guys, looking for 5s. We've got 3 hits, so we'll put 2 on that guy in the middle and 1 on the guy on your right, my left.
Okay. So sorry, 2 and 1.
Sorry, the one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll do 2 here.
All right, he's good.
This last one.
He's good. You're starting to fall off, Sean. You're just rolling 5s instead of 6s. And then I think that is it. These guys don't have anyone to shoot at yet. So that's going to be it for American turn 6 on to German turn 7. All right, first up in the German turn, the infantry over there is going to attempt to unpin. Let's see that 5 up. Of course. All right, recapping German movement. Not much moved except those guys blitzed up against the hedge to point their guns down towards my surviving Hellcats. So on to German shooting. All right, first up, the Whirlwinds. We've got 6 shots going into the Hellcats and the 6 shots going into that infantry. It looks like you're short range against the infantry, so you're going to need 5s there for concealment, 6s for the Hellcats.
All right, so I'll do this one on the Hellcats.
Okay.
Oh, I think the range is 16. So
Oh, okay.
Looks like I got 2.
Okay. So 1 for each Hellcat, anti-tank 5, you said?
Yep.
All right, so that is short range.
Make sure it's for both of them. It was for the original one. It was 16. Yeah, so it is on both of them.
Okay. So for number 2, let's see some 3s. The guy on my left is good. The guy on my right is also good.
Nice.
And then you've got 6 shots against the infantry, hitting on 5s. Looks like you got 2. All right, so go ahead and assign your hits.
I want to do 1 here, and then 1 here is good.
All right, we're going to try to swap that bazooka hit to one of the teams in the back on a 3-up. We do. So we'll put it, so basically we'll do saves here and here. So let's see a 3-up here. Nope, but he's up against the wall, so let's see that firepower. And then this guy in the back, he's not up against the wall, but let's see if he passes. He does. All right, so that's the Whirlwinds. All right, next up we got this Jagdpanther firing into these 2 Hellcats. They lost their long range, so you need 6s. 2 shots, so. No. If you want to go to your next Jagdpanther, we certainly can. So this one firing back over there, both of those are eligible targets, but you're going to need 6s to hit them as well. No. All right, and then you want to go to your those guys.
So I'm not sure if might have to check the concealment on this one because I think he might be in the open if I'm able to just see straight through those.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I think this one will be in the open.
All right, so this is going to be long range, no concealment, so you're going to need 5s, and we're looking at 4 shots. So no, okay.
My 6s have escaped me.
I know this turn. All right, and any other shooting?
That is all my shooting.
Okay, so on to American turn 7. All right, recapping American movement. Infantry made it into the field. All these support vehicles have moved up. I made sure my Greyhound had a shot at the Whirlwind. Hellcats blitzed. I've got 2 that scooted over to get a open shot at that Jagdpanther. One of these Hellcats failed its blitz, the other one staying put. And then over there, if you guys can see, basically I'm creating a wall with my little vehicles. His Jagdpanthers hopefully don't have enough to destroy all of them all at once, and maybe I can make something happen here, or at least make him worry about it and stop shooting at my Hellcats. Alright, next up, my anti-tank guns. 3 of them are going to be firing at that Jagdpanther, long range with concealment. So we need some sweet, sweet 6s. They failed me last time. Let's see what they can do this time. Looks like we got... Is that cocked? Yeah, it's cocked. And then the last gun can't shoot at him, so it's firing at the Whirlwind, also needing a 6. There we go. We got him. That's AT-13, so I don't think you can stop that.
Right.
So let's see that 3-up firepower. He's gone. So that Whirlwind's been a thorn in my side all game, but we got some revenge. Next up, the Greyhound is going to fire its main gun at the Whirlwind. So it's just 1 shot, concealment, so I need a 5. Nope. The infantry are going to go. I've got a bazooka there. He's going to fire at the Whirlwind. He needs a 6 because he moved. Concealment, rate of fire 1 weapon. Oh. Alright, so my Hellcats are going to go. Let's see if we can make something happen. These 2 are going to be firing at him in the open, long range, so I'm going to need 5s. And these 2 are going to be firing at that guy, and I'm going to need 6s. So here we go, 5s against your center Jagdpanther. Let's see some... What do I need? 5s. Alright, looks like we've got 2 there. And then on the other Jagdpanther, let's see some 6s. Nope. Okay, so long range, so your armor goes up to 11 versus my 13. So 1s are what I want, and Sean wants to avoid. Oh no! Look at that, a 6 and a 1. Alright, so we got a 3-up firepower. Oh, so he's bailed out. He is bailed out. Alright, so the first platoon over there, 9 50 cal shots into the infantry, hitting you on 5s. Look at that, John. We got 5 hits. So I think I still think they can't see that one that's the farthest away. So let's do 3 on the closest to me.
Okay.
It's sorry, on from that squad there. Yeah, 3 there, and then 2 on that guy in the middle. All right. And let's see some saves.
So 3. Got 1.
1. And then the guy in the middle. 1. All right. So let's see if I can get 5 ups. All right, that guy there. Let's see. Nope. And the guy in the middle. Yes, we got him. All right, we're going to go with that unit of 2 cars in the middle, and they're going to go in the infantry as well. So we're looking at 5s. And we only got 1 hit there, and we'll put him on the close one there. Yeah, there. All right. So 1 save there. He's good. Cool. All right, so those Greyhound, that Greyhound armored car unit's going to fire. It has slightly different. Its Jeeps don't have 50 cals. They have 30 cals. But the armored car itself has a 50 cal. So we're going to fire the 50 cal looking for 5s. We got 2. And then the 30 cals looking for 5s. We got 1. So I think they can only hit that one guy. So 2 saves for the 50 cals.
Alright.
Which are good. And 1 save for the 30 cal. So I need a 6 with the... Nope. He's good. And then over there with the last unit, with the other M8 armored car, we've got the same thing, 3 50 cal shots hitting on 5s. No. 6 30 cal shots hitting on 5s. No. So that is it for American shooting. I think my infantry want to make an assault over there. I think I'm within 4. Alright, so I managed to get 4 teams into contact. So Sean has some defensive fire, 6 shots hitting on 5s.
No,
they go through. Okay. So we've got the Bazooka Man. He's going to be hitting on, I believe he hits on 4s. It's a small base, so it's 1 harder to hit than normal. Normally a veteran hits on 3s, so I think the Bazooka hits on 4. And it hits. So that's AT 10 versus your side armor. What?
Oh, it's probably 3 of it. So yeah, or no, it's 1. Side arm 1.
Oh, okay. So that would go right through. So we'll just go to firepower 5 up. He's destroyed. All right, so that was a decent American turn, I think. So I took out the Whirlwinds, which were just really a pain all game, and I managed to bail out. I wish I would have got that firepower, but I bailed him out. So where it stands now is we're going into the German turn. Sean's got a check on his infantry, but that's really not what I'm concerned about. If the Jagdpanther fails, what do you have left in your formation?
I'd have 1 and then 2.
Okay, so you'd still be good, but we're getting closer. But more importantly, when my infantry assaulted, they are now contesting, so I'm kind of anchoring your Jagdpanthers on the objective. So, all right, let's see some rolls, Sean. Let's go straight into it. Well, let's start with the unpinning for your infantry.
5+.
Nope.
Still pinned.
And then do they stick around on a 5+? No, they're gone.
All right.
So that's an interesting thing because now I'm holding that objective. Next up, this guy needs to unpin.
4+ for confidence.
Oh no. Okay.
And I'll see if he stays on a 4+.
See if he stays on a 4+.
So he's gone.
He's gone too. So I could not have asked for a better. Of course, it's the Jagdpanthers on both ends that are staying. So on to movement for the German turn, 7 or 8. All right, so Sean's going to, I think you're staying put to shoot, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I think Sean is going for, we just talked about this off camera, but just going for kills rather than to try to prolong the game. He could try to start moving these guys and contest, but he would have to get through all those vehicles and hop hedges, and it would probably be pretty tough. So instead he's going to opt to try to knock out some more of my units before the next turn. So do you just want to go straight to shooting, Sean?
Yeah, let's
All
do
right.
this.
Okay.
So I'll just return fire here with my 2 shots, long range and concealed. So I think it's 6s.
Still 6s, yep.
All right.
No.
And then I'm gonna pop over to these ones, and I think it's the same situation here.
Long range concealed, these guys being your target. Yep.
So let's get some
So
6s.
this is where you need all those 6s again.
Yeah. 1. I'll
All
take
right,
that.
got 1. All right, and then I can't stop that, obviously, so
All
I'm
right.
going to go to firepower.
So-
My mighty front armor 2.
3+.
Oh, bailed out. So that's it for German, unless you want any scoot and shoots.
Nope, I think I'll go ahead and chill.
Okay. All right, so I think at this point we are calling the game on the American turn. Start in control of the objective, and I'll end it that way. So that is a U.S. victory versus the Germans, and we continue to push into Germany. Sean, good game, thanks.
Yep.
And then we'll come back for a post-game show, talk about the game. All right, there you go, guys. That was quite the battle. I really liked it. Of course, the Americans won. I don't know what the final point count is. I lost a Hellcat platoon, but that was it. I didn't lose anything else. So I think with my 9 platoons, I would have. Sorry, I think I had 11 platoons. I wouldn't have lost it. So I think it would have been a 6-1 American victory. So what did you think, Sean, of the battle?
That was good. There was plenty of cover to kind of move around, and I don't really want to risk anything when I kind of only have a few heavy hitters in there. So I think the first few games is kind of positioning for future moves, I think, on both sides. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Encounter is kind of one of those games that it runs the danger of not being fun if both players are timid. where both people are hanging back and waiting for one person to kind of throw themselves on the sword of the other person. So, and you saw it a little bit here in our game that we were both kind of waiting for our reserves to show up, so that we could spring a trap. And you saw it with me when my Hellcats came in. My other Hellcats were there, and I was driving up my guns to kind of put a lot of firepower into that one section of the board, which paid off. And then really with all the things that I have, you had no choice but to stay put, it seemed like.
Yeah, I can't really advance too much because I either have reluctant troops, so I don't want to get them pinned down, and there wasn't that many. There's 10 total bases, and then I only got the 4 Yag Panthers with the side armor 5, so they're not really going to be steamrolling any in-place guns or infantry.
Right, and you can't really drive too far away from the objective because it'll get swarmed by all the jeeps and stuff. But a few things. I mean, you had a streak of great luck there. That was
I've been working on that since last time.
Pretty amazing. You've been rolling dice. That one turn, you just annihilated that Hellcat platoon that drove in from reserves. I mean, that was amazing. That was pretty cool. Those Hellcats came in. They did some damage to the Hornacies, just enough. They killed 2, which was fantastic rolling for them. But you just got revenge. I guess you like those Hornacies.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy that one was able to turn around and hit because I didn't think 2 of them would be killed because I was trying to be careful with them, staying on the ground the whole time.
Well, the odds were I should have got maybe 1, maybe bailed out 1, but I got 2. But then you just hammered those Hellcats, which was pretty cool. That made a game. If you hadn't have knocked out that Hellcat platoon, I think it would have been game over a couple of turns earlier because I could have just swarmed that one corner. So what did you think of your list versus this list of tank destroyers?
I kind of didn't think there was going to be anything juicy to shoot at, and I didn't know that the Hellcats had the the scout rule, which is awesome. So it's like I don't really want to run out there and take shots and then take 4 tank destroyer shots.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and what he's talking about is the American tank destroyers, the Hellcat platoons had the Seek, Strike, and Destroy special rule, which lets them do, they get Scout and they get Seek, Strike, Destroy, which lets them do 2 movement orders. If they pass the first one, they can do a second. But the Scout rule's nice, but they can't shoot, so they can get into place, they can kind of creep into place with the Scout rule, be harder to hit, and then when they're ready, they can just kind of cut loose. And then you're in a tough situation. Do you commit? Do you move your vehicles out so that the return shot's easier to hit you, or do you wait for that first, that first shot to come at you? So that's some tough choices. Yeah, again, we didn't know really what we were going to be facing against each other, so it was interesting to see we had these tank hunters. You probably would have destroyed IS-2 list if you were facing Russians with these.
Yeah, IS-2s are a little hard to use because there's a lot of things where it's like those meaty targets that Germans want to shoot at.
Well, I didn't even have to ask you the anti-tank of any of your weapons because we just knew that those would just go through anything in my army, which was awesome. it was good. So there you go. I was a little worried when you knocked out that first Hellcat platoon because if you would have got the second Hellcat platoon, I'm not sure I'd lose a lot of my threat to you.
The game it would have been a little rough, maybe not as fun, because I'd literally have to circle the wagons
right.
to knock out all those little cars. And
well, I think ultimately it probably would have been a draw because there was no way you'd be able to drive over and score before it would be midnight or something like that. That would have been a lot tougher if you would have taken out. And you had 2 rounds of shooting at the second Hellcat platoon and only managed to bail out 1. So that luck kind of balanced out eventually. I mean, that second Hellcat platoon was really lucky. If you had to pick a MVP for your army, what would it be?
It would just be that single Yak Panther in the middle. Because when I got those double 6s, I really needed it. Because if I wouldn't have been able to, if I would have only killed 1 or 2, you kind of maneuvered it where I couldn't really shoot at them again. And I probably would end up this game, shooting more at the other one and maybe knocking 1 out. So it actually looked like I didn't really take anything out in the end. Right. So I really needed all those hits at once to really do something.
He came through, so German Panzer ace in the making. And he drove off and survived.
Yep.
Or really, pretty much all your Jagd Panthers survived. they would all drive off successfully probably.
So I mean that was good because it's kind of easy to stupidly lose one to a side shot, and then there's a few times where I was like, oh, I'll just take the hits because I really need to dish out hits back while your guys are actually exposed because you know, if I can't kill them now, it's going to get harder when I'm totally surrounded. So
Yeah.
might as well go for the hits right away.
I think my MVP would probably be my infantry platoon because I started charging them across the board. They got pinned down for like 3 or 4 turns, but then they started moving again and they assaulted the Whirlwind. And if the game had gone on, they probably would have assaulted that last Yog Panther with pretty good odds. I mean, there's still five stands in there and 1 bazooka. So either taking out that last Yog Panther on that objective or chasing it away and making you counterattack. So even if you would have knocked out the Hellcats, I had those guys moving forward, which could have done some good. Any changes to your list?
For this particular list, there's not so much. Maybe I could drop another Yag Panther, and that does free up 235 points, and maybe I could bulk my infantry, or I could. The guns didn't do a lot this game, but I think if I had another set of them, which they can do, it does provide defense against a lot of quantity of tanks from surrounding the Yag Panthers, and then the bombardment, I mean, did help from getting bombarded and things like that.
Yeah.
So when you're spread thin with a small army, at least they can hit kind of anywhere on the board. So I might buy some more anti-tank guns because I think I only have the 3, I guess, regular Hare or Bolt Grenadier painted ones. So.
Yeah, and I got lucky there when I knocked out 2 of them. And then, yeah, the gun stayed around for a turn or 2, but then it ran away. Otherwise, that objective was pretty well covered. It seemed like your force just didn't have a lot of shots, like across the board. Your Whirlwinds put out quite a few, but you only had 2 of those.
Yeah, so I was at the point where it's like I could either do 3 Whirlwinds or like a 1 infantry that's a little bit squad's a little bit larger. But usually the Whirlwinds can't hurt a lot, but in this particular list you're using, I could actually do damage, which was great.
Oh yeah, Whirlwinds are great. Well, they didn't do it in this battle, but on paper they're great against Hellcats, front armor 2, anti-tank 5, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So they could do some work. Yeah, and for me, I don't know, the static 3-inch anti-tank guns have never been that great for me. I want them to work better than they are. I might end up dropping those, and that frees up like 300 points.
Oh.
Because they're veteran, anti-tank guns, which could give me maybe a platoon of stewards or get some light tanks in there somehow. Get some armor, but just keeping a lot of units on the board I think is the key with this force. So. All right, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this battle. Please forgive us if we got any rules wrong. It's been quite a while for me, probably about 3 or 4 months since I played my last game of Flames of War, so I'm sure I got a couple of rules wrong. But as always, it was a lot of fun, and Sean, I really appreciate you coming out and bringing your army. And maybe this is revenge from when you beat me at Shifting Sands. You defeated me in Shifting Sands.
No, I think I was able to just prolong the game for a draw. Unless you're talking about that slow grow, the 250 points.
Oh no, the Shifting Sands. I was attacking you, and you held out long enough and won. That was a good game. But there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this battle. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and keep on wargaming.